Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Zero Gaming here, and today we will be focusing on the topic of Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia regarding the newest character in the upcoming global, which is gonna be Snow from Final Fantasy XIII. So in addition to his LD and what we're gonna be discussing later, he also get a very nice rework to his base skill. So his skill 1 now has an extra 2 more skills, from 5 to 7 right now, and his skill 2 does have an increase in HP dump, total of 3 HP dumps to be exact. Still do note that his skills on his skill 1 and his skill 2 is still basically single target orientated, but it's not too big of a concern because of something that we will be discussing later. So Snow LD actually gave him some decent buff. It's actually a 2 HP dump skill called Ice Ram, and it grants himself a buff called Vendetta while applying Ice Imperil to the enemies for 6 turns. So this Vendetta buff is actually what makes Snow really good as a DPS tank right now. Okay, so with his LD fully max limit break, which will grant him the first stack of the Vendetta buff every time he appears, and this buff is actually really awesome because it grants himself Ice Enchant, so all his skill right now will be hitting Ice Elemental damage instead of just his skill 2. It also grants the party HP regen, and also 30% HP damage taken down, and as well as 60% bravery damage taken down. So with that in mind, he does have a very good protective aura around the teammate where he as a tank can keep your team safe. But besides the fact that he does have that aura, he also has a very good follow-up attack right now, which happens before his own turn. So it's actually a very unique type of follow-up because it occurs before his turn, and every time you perform an action, including additional ability, it will also trigger the follow-up to happen again because he's taking his turn again. So this attack, we can call it the Vendetta attack. There's actually 2 versions of this because it depends on the stacks that he's currently have on himself. So this stacks is actually tied to the Vendetta buff and increase every time he receives bravery damage from the enemies. So it's actually relatively similar to his skill 1 buff. So you wouldn't be too worried about not increasing the stacks right there. Just let the enemy get some turns in and he'll be fully pump up for the Vendetta buff. So if you only have 1 stack of his Vendetta buff, it would only perform a 2 HP dump every time he perform his preemptive attack, which is Vendetta attack. And if you have more than 2 stacks, it will turn into Vendetta attack plus, which will actually deal up to 4 HP damage, which is a really good upgrade from the first stack. So this really puts him into a position where he's actually quite similar with Zack. He's a protective tank. He's a protective cover tank, which also can dish out very decent DPS. So if you ask me, if you have Zack, you can consider skipping him, but if you don't, he's actually a very good alternative to go for. His skill to me is actually quite interesting. Even if you use calls during his turn, whenever the call returns back, he will perform his additional attack again. So this is actually a very abusive way to use him. One of the very good reasons to use Snow is also because he can actually farm content really fast. Since we're not getting Vanille's LD and rework anytime soon, we're not sure when or where we'll get that. But Snow right now is going to be the fastest farmer if we're going to use him, because he's going to perform all his preemptive attack before his turn, and it's a lot safer to run him as well. I even run him right now in my JP content most of the time for farming and for clearing trash wave. Yeah, so Snow for me is actually a very good unit to go for. If you ask for my opinion though, he does come back later with his BT, which is gonna be a very according to Chip, it's actually a very memeable era because his BT comes back during the Crystal Level 90 era, which we know that it's going to be very easy. So on top of being easy, Snow actually make it a lot more devastating by by pumping up incredible numbers for other BT users. Yeah, so for that, we might get into details later during his BT era, but right now we're just talking about his LD. So if you want to save Snow for later, it's definitely not a big problem. He comes back quite relatively early with his upgrade and his BT alongside Liv's LD. So if you want to wait until later to pull him, that's very viable. It's not like he's very much needed right now. In fact, you probably don't need him at all. But yeah, Snow, for me, I would definitely want to go for him because right now I'm still lacking in Machina's BT. I tried to pull a little bit in the first banner and I got Pain's LD relatively early, I think 100 plus ticket. And with the rewards that we get from the Chocobo mission, I have a lot of tickets to throw for Snow's LD. I hope I can get some and hopefully Machina's BT along the way. I'm not sure whether I'll throw gems because even though I really want Machina's BT, I think that there's an option for that in Ursula's banner as well, which we will be talking before her banner release. But right now, yeah, Snow is definitely a good take. He's a very good cover tank with a lot of DPT right now in his side. And I said this before and I'll say it again, if you don't have Kurosame's LD, and if you're not planning to pull on Cater and you're planning to pull on Cam's Force Weapon, do consider Snow's LD Call as a way to charge up the percentage for your damage dealer during their BT phase. Yeah, since it provides the Ice enchant that is not very commonly seen. Yeah. So yeah, I hope that you can actually gain some insight about this not very detailed explanation on what Snow does, but in overall, I think it's a very great unit. Not a must-have because there's never a unit a must-have. He's not really meta either. I actually didn't use him a whole lot in JP even though I maxed him, but yeah, he's a very well-defined tank. Alongside the capability of what Zac has provided, he can also do the same and maybe a little bit more, depends on how you use him. But yeah, what about you guys? Are you guys pulling for him? Do let me know down in the comments if you guys are doing so. Yeah, so thank you again for watching. And do subscribe to my channel if you enjoy this kind of content. I will be trying to throw a little bit more info because we're approaching the era where I started my JP account. So I might know a little bit more or less about what we're going into, but I'm not going to be the all-knowing how. Yeah. So thank you again guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.